Mass Effect news. It was N7 day this last week, and they released another teaser for Mass Effect 4. That's the upcoming. We talked about on the podcast how a long time ago now they finally learned their lesson that Andromeda was a bad idea, and they needed to get the fuck away from Andromeda. So what do? Go back to the trilogy that everyone loved and add a 4 to it. So that's what they're doing. So they put out, we already knew about the teaser from before. It was one picture. People were zooming in like fucking enhance, trying to like extract every ounce of information from every pixel on the poster. And now in this one, same thing's happening, but it was like some audio involved as well. And it appears as though, for this upcoming game, that it's happening within 10 years of Mass Effect 3. And that, for whatever reason, we're hearing, I think it's Liara's voice in these. It sounds like, despite the fact that we were to believe that all of the mass relays, which are the giant rings out in space that people were using to travel across vast areas of space, somebody has a working one somewhere. And that's kind of what it sounds like right now. So we're within 10 years, I think, of the trilogy, and a mass relay may or may not actually be working. That's about all that I've extracted out of this. Otherwise, Commander Shepard, my favorite game on the fucking Citadel. All the memes are all coming back because the cast and crew are returning. At least a few of them are anyway. And we'll see how it goes.
Is it on a new engine or is it on the old engine?
I hope it's on a new engine because Mass Effect 3 was... When did Mass Effect 3 come out? 2015? 14? It's been a while, so I would imagine. Now EA is the overlord there. And so there's a really good shot that it is coming out on the Frostbite or whatever version of Frostbite the EA has been forcing every developer underneath of them to use now for about 10 years. Whether it was good, which is what happened to Andromeda, by the way. That was part of why Andromeda sucked some balls. That's part of why Dragon Age struggled with their release. EA said everyone is using Frostbite, and somebody at BioWare said, hey, so this actually doesn't have saves. There's no save point feature in this engine. How are we going to make an RPG without save points? And EA said, figure it out. And that's why you got a weird fucking Dragon Age and a weird fucking Mass Effect. Congratulations, EA. Actually, the problem largely for that. So hopefully, now that the tools are there, the engine has been used enough. If it is Frostbite or their more recent engines, that's what I would expect for this. It'll probably look pretty fucking good. I think everyone would like to hear Unreal 5 because we've all seen Unreal 5, and Unreal 5 looks fucking phenomenal. And so, that would be, hopeful, but depending on how long this game's already been in development, it's more likely going to be something out of EA's stable of unstable engines. We'll find out which one when it comes out. As long as it doesn't end up being so shit as Andromeda, Mass Effect used to be one of my favorite franchises, and then they just went and fucked it in the pussy. So as long as they don't fuck that up again, I mean, my God, you tried playing Mass Effect once, didn't you? You didn't. I think I lent you my Mass Effect games.
You lent me a copy,
and you just didn't. You just couldn't quite get into it. A little too slow.
Couldn't get into it. It was very slow.
That's true.
It was
especially the first one.
Yeah, and I'm sure the deeper you get into the game, it probably speeds up but there's so much fucking talking to NPCs and chilling and sitting and going. And you have to read through, and then you've got all these different options, and then there's side quests, and then I see a side quest, and I don't want to just go to the main quest because now I hate seeing a quest that I don't do. It's like one of those things where it's I don't know.
It feels like it's a waste of time, or not a waste of time, but not what you're mostly interested in. Really,
exactly.
you want to just be like on a railroad almost, a little bit more linear.
A lot more linear. Yeah. But I don't mind taking. It's kind of like if you're walking down a hallway, and you got to get to the end of the hallway to leave the building. So you're like,
sounds
okay,
like Final Fantasy 13.
Exactly, right? which I enjoyed.
Yes, exactly. That's why.
Final Fantasy 13. Yeah. Okay. But as you're walking down this hallway, and this is like the Mass Effect, or this is like the other like RPG type games that are just way too open. Walking down the hall, and you've got a door to your left. And in the door to your left, there's like, two naked chicks, smoke shows, dime pieces, the girl of your dreams. And they're like, come on in and just, you've been walking for too long. Come on in here and just fill me up. And you're like, okay, sure. But as you're about to go in the room, you turn around and there's another door to the right side. And over there is like that one Japanese sushi restaurant that you've heard everything about. And it looks incredible. And you've got your own chef. And he's like, come on in and enjoy the best sushi of your life. Like this, you cannot not try the sushi. It's amazing. So then you're sitting here, you're looking at these two chicks that are saying, come on in here, come fill me up. And then you see the sushi over there. They're saying, come get your fill, come eat. And then you're trying to figure it out. So, but then you know what? You're a man. So you think with your dick and you go inside the room. But as you go inside the room, there's another option to your left. All right. And this option is a private jet. You can go wherever you want in the world, free of charge. Choose. You can just go wherever, all expenses paid. Now you got to think, damn, do I go? I'm going to do all of these things, but which one do I go to first? And then you go, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going on the jet. I can smash these chicks later. You get on the jet. And then the pilot looks at you and says, hey.
It's a one-way trip.
It's a one-way trip.
There's no going back to those chicks.
There's no coming back here. Then you go, okay, well, fuck it. Let me go get my sushi. Let me go smash these chicks. And then I'll come on the jet. So you leave. And you go to the chicks. You're like, all right, let's get it on. They're like, well, you need a condom. You have to go back down the hall, but take the third door to your left. And then you go down there. And then it's a condom shop. But some of them have holes in them. And you're like, I can't do this.
That's a terrible condom shop.
So then you realize it's a horrible condom shop. But everybody in the game has been through this condom shop. And people have been picking them up, poking holes, being menaces and whatever. So now you're going, well, shit, now I got to figure out which one's got the hole. Which one can I not take? But in order to find that, you got to take it across the hall to another shop where they look at these under a light, a special light. But the light bulb is burnt out. So now you got to go down you got to go down a couple more meters down the hall to another door to go and get this special light. Okay, now you can get the light. Fantastic. You got it. But it costs 85 credits and you've got 10 credits and you're like, shit, I need to go grind some dudes so that I got to go grind some monsters. Or I got to go kill some monsters to get some credits.
All right. I mean, grinding dudes could have also been a very viable way to make 85 credits. I don't know. I mean, it depends.
I'm telling you. And so you decide, fuck it. You know what? Screw it. I'm not even going to smash the chicks. It's too much work. I'm just going to go and enjoy sushi. But now you go over to the sushi bar and the guy is off. You missed your opportunity. Now you got to wait till the morning for him to show back up. So you're like, well, shit. What am I going to do in the meantime? Well, I can't go on the trip.
Better go grind some dudes.
I got to go grind some dudes. So I may as well go do that. I guess I'm going back to go get this light because these guys, this chef ain't going to be back till night. So I guess I'll go grind these dudes. And then by the time I'm done grinding these dudes and I get my light, the chef is going to be open. So you go grind these dudes. You go get the light. You check out the condom. You go eat your fill. Then you go back over to go smash the chicks. You spend all that time. It's the time of the month. Now they don't want to smash. So you're like, okay, well, fuck it. Let me just keep walking down this hall a little bit to see what else. And then there's 17 other different side missions. Next thing you know it, you haven't even gone to the end of the hall to continue the main story arc. You haven't even started the game yet. That's how I feel about Mass Effect. That's how I feel about Mass Effect. I need, because all the options seem like good options.
I mean, yeah, sushi, hot chicks, grinding dudes. That's like the top 3 right there.
There it is. No discrimination. You do what you got to do. And you know what? And one of them is an alien chick. And you know you want to get up inside that. You got to try it out, right? So that's pretty much how I feel about Mass Effect. There's just too much. It's too much stimulation. It's too much Too many options. I need it to be a little bit more linear. It's okay to go on like little tiny side quests and paths as long as it feels as though those are important to the story and I feel like I'm progressing in the game. There is nothing worse than spending 20, 30 hours of a game doing side quests and you haven't even done 5% of the main game. Maybe some people love that shit, and to those that do, hey, get lost in the sauce, baby. Enjoy it. For me, I'm just too ADHD to friggin' I can't. I have to. I need direction. I need a little bit more linear. I need to feel like the story is progressing. I can't do 20 hours. I forget what the last thing I did. It's like, dude, I feel like I'm playing a different game. They're like, oh yeah, welcome. I heard you've been looking for a key, and I'm like, what fucking key? I don't even remember. It's like I gotta record my footage and go back and watch what I did 40 hours ago to figure out exactly where I went in the specific door, in the specific house, in the specific hallway at the specific time. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I agree. Mass Effect 1 was just slow for a bunch of reasons, but that's definitely one of them, is like how much side questing and stuff there is. Like it's and that era of adventure games too was really bad for that shit, because everyone had started getting the we hadn't quite hit peak Assassin's Creed shit yet, but it was right before then. So like we got a lot of side quests that took you off course, and again, I'm the same. Like I'd forget what the fuck I was doing. I don't even know what the main story is anymore. And I also found it really funny because in Mass Effect, you're on a bit of a timeline, especially like 3. Like there's an impending war coming, and you manage to find 30 hours of gameplay worth of shit to do that has nothing to do really with preparing you for this war. You're just like, I know there's a war, but hold up, I gotta go grab this sushi and smash these girls and grind these dudes. And somebody says, but Commander Shepard, the universe will come to an end if we don't get this shit done right now. And you're like, yeah, but sushi.
Yeah.
And so I would like, I like it when games do a better job of taking side quests and merging it with the main quest line, so you're still technically doing the main in the same direction.
Exactly.
But you don't veer so far off that you forget what the shit you were doing when you eventually come back on the main path. I don't necessarily want Final Fantasy 13. That was literally just a straight line.
It's too linear. I get it. Yeah. Especially in a genre of Final Fantasy where like you're used to an open world. I think if they would have done 50% of like your regular open world Final Fantasy, then it would have played better. As a Final Fantasy game, it became a bit too much like an action RPG, like a too almost like, I don't want to say Devil May Cry like, but it was very linear, very action packed, and that's fine. I enjoyed it, but I could have done for a little bit more of what you're saying.
Yeah.
A little extra. Just don't go crazy.
That's why I liked like a good example before we move on here, because we're getting up on 6, but the comparison of like old Zelda games versus something like Breath of the Wild. So like Ocarina of Time, there were side quests, or Majora's Mask, there were loads of masks you didn't necessarily have to get, but if you got them, it was cool, and they actually still would, they came in handy to some degree. You didn't have to have them to finish the dungeons, but it might have made them easier, etc., etc., and it all felt like it was still part of the same thing. And then you get to like Breath of the Wild, and they're like, here's 900 Korok seeds. I'm gonna put them all over the fucking map, go have fun. Or like other games where it's like a fetch quest. It's like, I need 3 grapes, and these grapes are in the Himalayas hiding up where the monks fucking, chill on a daily basis, and it'll take you 5 hours to get there, and then you get like 5 gold on the other end for doing this quest, and it doesn't do anything but just have you spend time going from point A to point B. Like, there's too much of that shit. So like, closer to how older games did, and probably by necessity, where, an entire cartridge of N64, I think, was like 32 fucking megabytes or some shit. So it's like they couldn't put the Assassin's Creed, open the map, and it looks like Liberace vomited on the map with all of the dots and fucking points of interest and collectible feathers and fucking all that shit. So like, More Nintendo 60. Again, I've already been here before today, but more Nintendo 64, less of whatever the shit this mid 2000s, late 2010 design philosophy. It's too much. Back off on it. We just want sushi and then go on a ship. That's really all we're looking for.
Oh, we want to smash too.
Well, yeah, but we don't need the 85 gold condom shop.
We don't.
Especially if they're all full of holes.
It's unnecessary. I'd rather just go in deep inside and take my chances. Seriously.
Now there's another side quest. Oops, you're pregnant.